Hello, my name is Roshan Jadhav, and I'm going to talk about the research paper on SQL injection attacks on web based applications, vulnerability assessments, and detection technique. I'm from Division B1, and the author of this research paper is Alphonsus O. Akpakuru and Dantes O. Joku. So the idea around this is, and web application developers are still busy writing insecure code that only get fixed when they are noticed or become a problem. This has given room to structured query language injection attacks that results to stealing sensitive information or bypassing authentication procedures on web-based data. SQL is actually the only means that a web application can interrelate with the database. However, SQL injection has turned out to be a common problem with database-driven websites. SQL injection attack comprises insertion or injection of a SQL query via the input data from the client to the application. Web applications and database allow individuals to regularly do business. Such features as login pages, support and product request forms, feedback forms, search pages, shopping carts, and the general delivery of dynamic content shape modern websites all provide businesses with the means necessary to communicate with prospects and customers. This study evaluates how the databases work and how an intruder uses SQL injection to attack these databases and the types of attacks. So, in the proposed system, the authors talk about the security of databases and web based applications. The prevention. The most common way of detecting SQL injection attacks is by looking for SQL signatures in the upcoming HTTP streams. The table provides the principles and implementations that can be used to preventing SQL injection attacks. The principles go as follows, like never trust user input, never use dynamic SQL, never connect to a database using an admin level account, don't store secrets in plain text, and exceptions should divulge minimal information. While it remains obvious that an attacker must possess at least some knowledge of the database architecture in order to conduct a successful attack, obtaining this information is quite very simple. These attacks are mainly based on exploiting the code not being written with security in mind. Hence, the following should be adhered to. Never connect to the database as a super user or as the database owner. Prepared statements with bound variables. Check if the given input has the expected data type. The application waits for numerical input. Consider verifying data with C type underscore digit, or silently change its type using set type, or use its numerical representation by sprintf. The system design has various approaches. The proposed approaches are given by multiple authors and they go as follows. A query model generate based on hybrid approach for PHP application provides cent percentage detection for known attacks, or enforcing authentication by introducing a middleware, and etc. System design has design objectives. SQL injection can be prevented by taking good care in the application design and protecting very functions and procedures that are used by web applications. Hence, the objectives are to study various SQL injection attack behaviors. Design consideration. Having looked at the available technologies employed so far for mitigation of SQLIA and their results, we are of the opinion that a fuzzy rule based classification system can tackle the requirement of the current stage of SQLIA security threats. IDS design intrusion detection system is a technique of detecting unauthorized access to a computer system or a computer network. The starting point of SQLI attacks is the slide browser. If attacks inputs can be detected early at the browser side, then it could be thwarted early by not forwarding the malicious inputs to the server side for further processing. The diagram of the control center gives an idea how you can control the SQL attacks and monitor them by having a response team which gets the data. It also has algorithms like start with random generated population of NL bits chromosomes, then calculate the fitness of each chromosomes in the population, then repeat the following steps until n offsprings have been created. This process takes up the crossovers the pair at a random chosen point to form two offsprings. If no crossover takes place, form two offsprings that are exact copies of the representative parents. Mutate the two offsprings at such locus with probability Pm and place the resulting chromosomes in the new population. Replace the current population with the new population and go to step 2. It also has database structure which has a table of authentication data. This table is used to register new users into the database so that they can be able to access the web-based application on the net. Diagram of the proposed SQL injection detection system is given below. The extracting SQLi features from dataset. The SQLi attack keywords are the popular keywords in SQL language which are generated used in order to perform operations on the tables inside a given SQL database. This approach extracts tokens which consist of specific terms of malicious web code as features. Tokenization is a process of breaking a sentence into a list of tokens. K-means clustering. To transfer the extracted numerical features, all mentioned above features except the seventh feature into the logistic terms low, medium, and high. The system utilizes K-means clustering algorithm. K-means is the only one of the well-known clustering problems. The other aspects of the diagram are normal, like evaluation environment with GA operators, which knowledge base and IRT alert. This study undertook a comprehensive survey of different SQL injection detection prevention techniques and tools that have been proposed in the last decades. These techniques vary from enforcing authentication for sign-in web applications to tools that have been developed and proposed to analyze queries for any kind of injection. In conclusion, from the surveys of various article research papers, it has been found that the current techniques are not successful. Some have not been implemented yet, and some techniques are impractical in reality because they could not address all types of attacks. In order to address the above issues, this thesis employed a genetic fuzzy rule-based classification system for the SQLi attack detection. Here, the SQLi system is treated as a feature vector that characterizes the SQLi attack keywords. There are few cases of new patterns the system could not recognize, but if the system is retrained, it can detect the new patterns without a significant increase in processing time. The solution can be used in combination with positive logic-based filtering as in the prototype implementation. We have represented the evaluation methodology and reported the systems that prove that the proposed method performs other state-of-the-art method, enhanced Cartesian of GA population type improvement detection results. Future scope. Even though this vulnerability is known for over 20 years, injection still ranks number 3 in the OWASP's top 10 for web vulnerabilities. In 2021, 718 vulnerabilities with the type SQL injections have been accepted as a CVE. While there is no doubt in the present that the web application administrators need to use effective ways to find or mitigate such vulnerabilities, future threats are just around the corner. One that I came across last week was the new Denial of Service (DDoS) tool developed by Anonymous, the tool which is set to exploit SQL vulnerabilities to support the group's future campaigns. SQL injection is usually associated with information leakage, though it can also be used to bypass authentication or injection of malicious data. But it can also be used as a means to bring the application down to its knees. So prevention and caution is a must to tackle with this in the future. And thank you.